Hey guys, the Pick Six is back, and we got a video for you as we are going to preview the AFC North, probably the best division in football. So, without further ado, Mike, take it away with number 4.
The Steelers. While the team always has a floor with Mike Tomlin, and rumor has it that Kenny Pickett is looking right as rain in practice, I'm not quite ready to believe that this team can take a significant amount of division games off of the crazy talented lineups that this division has this season. I don't know if they stand a chance at playoffs either with that fact of the matter. As crazy as it seems, even if he puts together a solid campaign, Kenny Pickett would still most likely have the worst season of the 4 quarterbacks in this division with no control of his own. And the talent on either side of the ball, despite him, isn't enough to make up for that fact, as the division is just that strong this year. We're going to be giving the Steelers a C.
A C, which they deserve, and sadly, if they were in any other division, might actually have a chance at the playoffs. But that is for another day and a sad reality of the Steelers right now. Number 3, we have the Browns, which is weird putting the Browns anywhere not last in the division, but hey, they come in with a B minus. The Browns have one of the most interesting teams in the league. They have all the talent in the world. You have Myles Garrett, Greg Newsome, and Denzel Ward leading the defense that underperformed last year, finishing 14th in yards and 20th in points. I find it hard to believe that this defense does that again, and you should see some improvement this year. I don't know how much improvement, but I'm feeling more of a top 10 defense this year for them. Now, on the other side of the ball is where you get the big question marks. Is Deshaun Watson going to be elite, or is he going to be the average quarterback that we saw at the end of last year? The good news is you have one of the best running backs in the game with Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper as wide receiver 1, looking to improve the average offense from last year. My guess is you get small improvement, and you have a good shot at the wild card, but winning the division is out of reach. Again, the Browns, sorry, B minus, but hey, that's probably the highest grade you'd ever have in franchise history.
Okay, everybody, this might be controversial, but the Bengals are still going to be looking to chase the high of that Super Bowl run yet again and will not quite be winning that division, coming in at number 2. They are primed and looking better than last year, though. As long as there's no setbacks in Joe Burrow's recovery that knocks this team too off kilter, I think that Joe Mixon has a few more good years left to ride, and that young wide receiver core is only getting more and more reliable every year they spend together. The defense has some key pieces still around, like Von Bell and Logan Wilson as well, but they need to replace some other key pieces like Eli Apple. Despite that guy still being on the team, they still have the potential to shut down even one of the highest powered offenses, but I still think they only get number 2 here, giving them an A minus.
Coming in at number 1, some of y'all are going to hate me. I'm seeing the Bengals comments now calling me an idiot, but I'm having the Ravens 1. They're an A minus, just like the Bengals. I don't think there's much of a difference on this team. You're splitting hairs here, but the key for the Ravens at the end of the day is health. And I'm going to take a chance and say they stay healthy this year. Lamar Jackson is a former MVP. J.K. Dobbins, they both missed a good amount of time last year, and the Ravens still had the second best rushing attack in the league. So they're going to be fine. If those two guys can stay healthy, they are elite at running the ball. They also helped improve their weakness as they added Odell Beckham Jr. and Zay Flowers to the receiving core. That's going to help the 28th ranked passing offense. So I'm thinking you're going to get a lot of improvement from the offense. The defense should still be a top 10 defense, and you have the best kicker in the league, Justin Tucker. I got to give him a shout out. That dude is a GOAT. I think an A minus is a fair grade. Now, again, they need to stay healthy, and that's the big caveat. And that team has not stayed healthy these last 2 years, but I'm banking on it this year. I don't know why, but I'm giving them a chance. I'm going for it. I'm shooting my shot. They're going to stay healthy, and they have a shot to win the division over the Bengals. Now, the playoffs are where things get interesting, but the Ravens come in first in the division. That is our prediction. Now it's time for rapid fire questions, where I'm going to ask Mike some rapid questions quickly, and I'm explaining super slowly, but let's get going. More likely to happen, the Bengals miss the playoffs or the Steelers go below 500.
Honestly, you're not going to believe what I'm going to say here, but I think given the history of the franchises, the Bengals have a higher chance of having something go wrong and missing the playoffs than the Steelers have of going below 500 with Mike Tomlin's abilities and just the overall consistency of both franchises.
No, I definitely agree. Mike Tomlin is the most underrated coach in the league. This dude has never been under 500 for the Steelers. He needs a lot more respect. I feel like he gets it every once in a while, but it's like in the middle of June where and it's like, hey, why are we underrating Mike Tomlin? And the season starts and no one cares. But give that dude his respect. He deserves it. And I agree with you. I think the odds are, I mean, Joe Burrow's already kind of banged up going into the season. And with the Steelers, if Kenny Pickett goes down, that defense is still elite and I can still trust it to win games. I don't feel the same way about the Bengals. If Joe Burrow goes down, their season's over. So
Yeah.
that's the big fear. He's already banged up. I don't know. Should be interesting. Question number 2, players to watch. Who are your players to watch?
Oh, my big player to watch here is going to be T. Higgins because he is a big reason why this Bengals offense was so dynamic. Having a wide receiver 2 that can go for another 1,000 yards over just to the same as your wide receiver 1 is an insane ability that you bring to the table every single week. And it's going to be hard for teams to game plan around if he can keep that up. What about you?
I'm staying with the same position, different team. I'm going to go with Odell Beckham Jr. I think he was the best player in his last game he's ever played in the NFL, which is that Super Bowl when he got hurt with the Rams. He was electric. He was dicing it up. So I want to see, do we have the old Odell back? Is he going to be elite again or is he regressed? That's intriguing to me. So I want to watch that, as well as the Ravens really need wide receiver help. And I think, he can be that just elite athlete on the perimeter that can change things up for the Ravens and make that offense take it to the next level, that next step. So that's my player to watch.
I like it.
All right. Question number 3, Ravens or Bengals have a better shot at the Super Bowl?
Ooh, I think the Ravens have a better shot at the Super Bowl. They are really hungry. Lamar is coming at this season with a bit of a different intensity, it seems, and this team seems a bit more stacked and ready for the prime time than it has any other year. I don't know what you think about this with us having rated them 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, I will say this. I have more faith in the Bengals to get to the Super Bowl because I trust them to stay healthy. I know that's kind of ironic to say as Joe Burrow's already hurt right now, but I trust them to stay more healthy. But the Ravens seem like the more complete team on paper right now. But the way the NFL works is you just throw that out and just go with the best quarterback at the end of the year because that's what happens. So if you do that logic, I'm going to go with the Bengals have the better chance at going to the Super Bowl because Joe Burrow at the end of the day gives you the best chance to win. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson has a more of a history of getting hurt. So I go with the Bengals, but I do think the Ravens are the more complete team, but we shall see. It should be interesting. Both of these teams probably don't make the Super Bowl, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
And then final question, award winners. Any award winners in this division? Any predicted award winners?
Ooh, I really think Myles Garrett has a big chance at winning Defensive Player of the Year here. I think he has definitely grown in his abilities in the league every single year and definitely has a big talent vacuum that he is filling with a lot of these guys retiring and a lot of them coming out of their primes in the last few years. What do you think about
Yeah,
award
no,
winner this
I
year?
agree. He's an elite defensive player. I think he's kind of gone under the radar. It was weird enough to say these last couple of years. I feel like he gets his respect, but he's not really talked about at the end of the day. Like Aaron Donald, every analyst is saying that every 5 seconds whenever the Rams are playing. I don't think he gets as much respect on the Browns defense. So I like that pick. He could be electric this year and really help get that Browns defense to the next level. Mine is I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he has the ability. I think he's the guy. He's an up next guy. I feel like Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes has had his time to shine with a couple MVPs. Josh Allen's kind of had his time to shine. He has the MVP, or not the MVP, the Madden cover, which is like an MVP, you could say. And then you have Joe Burrow, who kind of is waiting for that opportunity. He went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and I think this is his year to really put it all together in the regular season and showcase, hey, look, I am right there with the elite quarterbacks. Give me my praise. So I think the media is going to back Joe Burrow too, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins MVP. All right. Thank you all for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more NFL, college football, spring football content. We bring everything on the Pick Six. Appreciate y'all, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.